Here's my Triumph T100. I'm going to do a little maintenance work on it today. Actually needs a new valve cover gasket, which I have. And the first thing to do in order to replace that is going to be to remove the seat and the gas tank. The easiest thing is just to remove the seat. There are only two bolts. They're underneath the seat pan here at the back. It's just a screwdriver. Unloosen them, and then you pull back and up, and off she comes. And the next thing is going to be, you have to have the fuel turned off. As you can see, that petcock is in the off position, and then there's a little fuel hose clamp right here that has to come off. And then I'm going to disconnect the fuel line from the tank. Now you can see here the hose is free. Next step is to remove these two bolts at the base of the tank. It's got the initials of the craftsman at Triumph who painted these gold coach lines on the tank. Painted right here. Kind of cool. One more. Okay, this is where you'll be glad that you have an empty tank of gas. To reduce weight while you're pulling this off of the frame. It's similar to removing the seat actually. It's a little harder. You just pull this off of where it's been bolted to the frame and pull back and lift. Just remove the tank. One other thing, before you remove the tank, you might have a place prepared to set it down. I've just used a couple of fence post boards, a couple of 4x4s, and so that I don't know if you can see that petcock. I didn't want to set that directly on the ground. And I've pulled the plug wires off. And I've got the right tools, and I've got my pal Charlie over here because he's more mechanically inclined than I am.
Cheers.
And he's going to supervise this operation to make sure I don't mess it up.
You can crack them all loose evenly there, so.
Kind of like tuning a drum, huh?
It's, probably doesn't make a lot of difference, but, why not just do it on the safe, be on the safe side. Keep everything balanced.
Yeah.
Okay. All the bolts are loose. Take them out.
Yep. Kind of interesting looking.
Yep.
Some
nice
harsh
big flange on them.
They're oily.
Okay. Now, should be able to just lift the rocker cover right off, or the cam cover, I should say.
Okay. I've been calling it a valve cover.
There it comes.
Sweet.
And now, combination to get it out of here. Away, and that's all of the valve train now.
Yeah, that's all there is to it, man.
Yep.
We'll be darned. There it is, the top end exposed.
Now that's an important lesson here. Ed's working on this side of the motorcycle and he just hit his head on the handlebars. I'm going to show him an important trick that you can do. So you go like this when you work on this side of the motorcycle.
Brilliant.
And there you go.
Who would have thought it? Okay, so we took a break and we had a pizza. And
pulled the old gasket out?
Pulled the old gasket out, took out the old washers, and there they are. And put a little smear of oil.
And push that gasket down into the groove.
And, yep, slammed it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's in place. The washers have been oiled, and the bolts are inserted, and now we're just tightening it to the torque as specified in the manual.
Okay. Now we're actually getting down to a torque here.
One thing I neglected to film when we were working on the engine was that we checked the clearance on the valves, and to do that you need an instrument called a feeler gauge, and I'm zooming in on that right now. And as far as what that tolerance is, you will not find that information in the manual that comes with your bike. You're going to have to get a service and repair manual. And here's an example of what those books look like. This is a Haynes service and repair manual, and it's just packed full of all kinds of useful information. Well, it's all put back together. Will it start, and will it leak oil? Let's find out.